Okay, guys. So I am convinced that the God of the Old Testament and the God of the New Testament are not the same God. Okay? Get that one? You have to look at what it is that Jesus comes to say and what it is that the Old Testament God is constantly asking people to do. If you look into the Sumerian text, and this is why I say you gotta go back. You gotta go to the root, and the Sumerian text is the root. So if you go back to the Sumerian text says that there's two brothers who basically were over humanity. One gave humanity divinity, giving them souls and a purpose. Where the other one was like, nah, bruh, they're workers. That's all they're here for, is to work. So, that being said, everybody's always talking about, if you've grown up in the Christian community, then you've probably heard of the rapture, or the great calling away, or left behind, one of them. There's something. And if you're in the spiritual community, then you've heard of 5D. Well, to pull the whole theory together, I think what's happening is one is trying to get his power back, and the other one is trying to save humanity again. And that's why we were warned about what was going to happen. Now, the other part to this is that, number one, I think that we're talking about God and Satan here literally being brothers, bro. But it would kind of make sense, because at the same time, it doesn't make sense for Satan to be God's son at all. Because if you're my son, you're my kid, you out here acting a fool, making a bad name of me, I'm gonna snatch your soul. I'm gonna snatch your soul out of your body, and I'm gonna serve it straight to Jesus. And that's me as a human. I am going to serve it to Jesus on a silver platter with no problems at all. That being said, it doesn't make sense for the two of them to be father and son. Guys, I really, real life think that, number one, we're all talking about the same thing, but I had someone bring up a theory. And with everything I've been saying, it makes sense. The reason why, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, the reason why we've been called to our gifts is because there's something about to happen. And the only way to truly get through it is by getting in touch with your gifts. There's a root race war that is about to happen. We have track of 3 or 4 of the root races. But what happens is Noah's flood. But the Bible promised it won't be water, but fire next time. So, that being said, once again, if you are not in touch with the divine within yourself, it is time to get in touch with the divine within yourself. We are all made for a purpose. And now it's time to get into that purpose, okay? It's time for us to all connect with the divine. So if you've been called to reach out to your gifts, then it's time. Guys, I can't express enough that it is time. And time is passing. And soon it will be too late. So it is time the humanity gets it together. Because number one, there are so many magical creatures that are just around in humanity. They talk about it all the time in Hollywood, about how humans and magic got into a war. Exactly like I've just been saying about a root race. Humans and magic got into a war, but then Gaia hid her creatures in humans. That's why we have so many wackadoodles. It's not that they're wacky, it's that they know that they're a fairy. They know that they're an elf. Something inside of their soul tells them, I'm not what you say I am, but because of the way society is, it puts so much pressure on top of them that these poor little magical creatures aren't allowed to be themselves. They don't even know who they are a lot of the times. That's why half the time when I'm like, hey, yo, you're magical, bro, they're like, what are you talking about? But then they look into whatever it is that I tell them, they're like, gosh, you might be right. I'm like, yeah, no, sorry, I saw you doing this, and like, sorry. Like, I have a friend who's like a really pretty fairy. She's a little crazy fairy. Don't let that prettiness fool you. So, guys, it's time for them to have their reign. Because we have the chance to actually win this war. To completely change things from the way that they have been predicted before. We have this chance to change it. But you guys have got to listen to those who are spewing this stuff. I know I sound crazy. A lot of people are probably sick of this gorgeous face. A lot of people are probably tired of my weird sounding voice because it don't make no sense for me to look like this and sound like this. And, you know, I wish that I could pull some, like, you know, black out of me. But this is just me. I'm fucking Barbie, trapped in this body. So what? Okay? But listen to what it is that I have to say, because at the end of the day, I just want to help. That's all I want to do. That's why I spend more time reaching out to people just to ask them, hey, can I help you? Than I do trying to push and trying to find actual clients. Is because I would rather help. The satisfaction of someone saying, oh my goodness, you just read my soul. That is really why it is that I do this. It's not because, yeah, the money's cool. That's cool. I enjoy it. However, ever since I was a little child, I enjoyed helping people more than anything. And that's where people have got to get more in touch with, is helping one another. Getting back into the fact that we're human. We're all in it together. We are a collective. It is crazy to me that people who I don't even know end up having the same downloads that I have out of random. But it happens. Guys, it's time to wake up. It's time to come to who it is that you were meant to be, because you were meant to be something great. You were meant to thrive. You were meant to have peace. We are not meant as a creature, as a human, to sit here and be stressed all the time. We're not meant to be in fear all the time. We're meant to be in love. To be able to see the love, the oneness of one another. And even when someone falls, there's this African practice that I just love. When a mother is even thinking of conceiving a child, she goes and she sits under a tree. And she allows her ancestors to sing a song to her. And When she learns this song, she goes and teaches it to her husband. And once the child is born, they then teach it to the village. And then when this child has done something that is wrong, which is against whatever, they come together in unity and they sing this song to bring this child back into oneness with himself and with the community. We need to start practices like that within our own communities. We need to get back into the fact that we are one with one another. We are truly one. We need to come back to it. The collective oneness. Granted, right now, especially moving into the age of Aquarius, there is going to be a disconnect between people, and that's just going to be natural. But the thing about it is that the Aquarius is much about, I don't want you to see who it is that I am on the inside. I would rather give you my heart and walk away, because they're the humanitarian. It is time to get back in touch with humanity and leave ego behind, because on the other side you do have Leo, right? And Leos, they're really, hey, how you doing? But the thing about a Leo is that they have the biggest freaking heart you can imagine. They have the biggest hearts. They are so warm, so loving. Some of the best and fun people you can ever find is to have, get yourself a Leo in your circle. They are so much fun. Or at least somebody who's Leo dominant, like me. Hey. But anyways, so we really need to get back to this, guys. We need to realize there is a spiritual war that is going on. And the only way to win this war is to get in touch with the divine within yourself. So, if you need any help, you know how to hit me up. If not, continue doing what it is that you're doing. But understand that we've got to work together. And though you may not be able to do something on a large scale, do something small that creates a ripple effect, because that's what it's all about. Like, currently, as I'm doing this video, my videos are only getting a few views, and I'm okay with that, because I know that the few people who are listening to me are the ones who are gonna make the ripples. So go out there and make those ripples. And I thank you so much for your support, and understand that I come with the utmost love for you as a person. Even though I may not know you as a person, I still love you. Just know there's love in my heart for you. Alrighty, guys, have a great day. Bye.